Hey, Pastor Sam here with your verse of the day for Gospel Gunslingers. You know, a lot of preachers out there would say, Pastor Sam, all he's interested in is disruption and anarchy. Well, I guess that's what a jailbreak looks like to them. But Christianity is about freedom. It's not about bondage, okay? It's not. It's about freedom. That's how we built this great nation. That's what the Americas are about. And we have a long, long history of doing things ourselves, making our own laws. And our own system of law and justice has stood head and shoulders above the whole rest of the world. I'm going to go in. I had somebody ask me last night about Matthew 13 on the comms, and I've been wanting to go here. Let me tell you, this is going to be a tipping of a sacred cow. I'm from Iowa. There was cow tipping going on when I was growing up. Now, I never got in on that because I wasn't in on all the 3 a.m. drunken parties, just a few of them. I was more about riding around town on my motorcycle. That's an innocent pastime, don't you think? Even though I violated an occasional speed law, and there might have been a pretty girl on the back from time to time. Anyhow, that's why the preacher's kids all hated me when I got to Bible school, because I grew up in the karate dojo, and I grew up in the pool hall, and I grew up riding my motorcycle, and they were being conditioned to be little monarch zombies. And so that's what all the preachers are today, for the most part. A few of them have broken free. But here I'm just going to read a few verses here that's going to rock your Larkin chart. It's going to blow the traditional eschatology, which is an obvious lie, out of the water. Now, then I hope that you come in and study the word and learn what it says. Read it. This is why we learn to read. As pilgrims and as pioneers learn to read so that they could read the Bible for themselves, and they would not be taught doctrines of men. All right, here we go. Matthew 13. These are a couple different parables about the end times, and I'm just going to pick out one verse here, and you study it and see that it totally unhinges the entire doctrine that's built around it. So you read it for what it really says. Verse 30, this is the parable of the tares. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. Gather together first the tares. The wheat is still in the ground, okay? All right. I'm not even going to break down how that blows the whole escape theology out of the water. Let's run over to, I'm going to start in 38. The field is the world, the good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Do you have ears to hear, gospel gunslingers? The saints will shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father, in this earth, in the millennial reign. This is the purification of the bride. The bride becomes resplendent. The Lord's servants rise up in power. And if we're not willing to judge iniquity, if we're not willing to make our own laws and hold one another accountable, this is not going to happen. Be ready to do that. Let me tell you, this word angels, it's kind of a mystery word in Greek. It can mean a lot of things. And one thing that it means is ministers. It means servants. It means you. It means you. Now, people have read this parable their whole life, and they never saw that they were the one that God was going to order to go out and cut off all things that offend. Now, I'm going to read one more verse. Jesus goes into another parable of the kingdom, the fish in the net. And then in verse 49, he says, so shall it be at the end of the world. The angels shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just. Sever the wicked from among the just. Oh, did you think the just were going to disappear? God is going to send his angels, but he's going to send his angels to come along and stand beside his servants in the earth, his human persons, old ladies, little kids, and a few gospel gunslingers. Come on along. Come on along. In the name of Jesus. See you tomorrow.